Hello and welcome to the last video in the second module. In this module, we'll be talking about how to drop excess baggage, what excess baggage are, and how to get off them. We have talked extensively on how excess baggage affects your clarity journey. In this particular video, we want to look at how to drop this baggage, the step by step, the processes of dropping baggage. Now, the first thing that you need to do if you must drop excess baggage is to acknowledge that there are baggage. That's the first step. You cannot drop off what you don't have or what you don't believe you carry. So you have to acknowledge that there are some things that I'm carrying around that won't take me anywhere. In acknowledgement, you identify. This is that stage where you want to know, okay, what are this baggage? We don't have similar baggage. Okay, we could have similar baggage anyway, but it differs from person to person. Our baggage could be the same thing, but that does not mean it is with every other person. So you want to identify what are those baggage that I'm carrying around. I want to know, I want to be sure that I have them. Then you need to take responsibility. Don't trade blame. Don't say this was passed on because my parent left me, because my boss sacked me, because my boyfriend or my fiance jilted me, because my marriage failed, because I failed at the business. Don't trade it. If you will be dropping off excess baggage, you must not trade blame. You must identify and you must acknowledge. When you have done this, then we can move to the next stage. The next thing in shedding excess baggage is, after you must have identified and acknowledged it, the second thing that you need to do now is to forgive yourself. Now, we all make mistakes, and that is the beauty of human. We are human. We are not some superhuman. We are not angels. We are not God. So you need to forgive yourself. And how do you forgive yourself? You forgive yourself by first telling yourself that when I did that thing or when that thing happened, it was the best thing that I thought of then. No one will want to make a decision and want to make a decision that will hurt him or her. I mean, no sane person will do that. So when you make that decision, then you made it based on the information that you had then. You made it based on factors that you felt was good. And if the decision were decisions that were made on your behalf, imagine you had no power over it. So forgive yourself and don't wallow too much in guilt and don't wallow too much in guilt. Don't sabotage yourself. Don't go over it and over again. Forgive yourself. Yes, it might not be easy to forget at first, but the first thing is to forgive yourself. Okay, Tolu, you did not do well. In fact, eat yourself up, cry if you want to cry, beat yourself if you want to beat yourself. But after you must have gone through all those processes of displaying your heart, then forgive yourself. So you didn't do it well, right? But it's okay. I forgive you. Like Tolu, I forgive myself. Like, what's your name, Dayo, I forgive myself. I know I didn't do well, but I did not know better, so I forgive myself. Or I forgive my parents. I forgive whoever. Forgive, so that you can move ahead. The third thing to do when shedding off excess baggage is to make commitment to let go. Yes, you have acknowledged, you have identified, you have taken responsibility. Yes, you are forgiving yourself. Now it's time to make commitment to let go. And how do you do this? You can decide to just write those things down, those baggage, write them down in a paper, and just burn them. It's part of action to let go. If you have things that remind you of that past, get rid of those things. If it's a contact, if it's some pictures, if whatever it is that reminds you of those ugly experiences, get rid of them. That is part of making commitment to let go. Now, the fourth thing that you do when shedding off excess baggage is to replace memories. Make better memories. Okay, something bad had happened, something negative had happened. Now, for you to get it off you completely, you need to replace that memory. Let me tell you what I did. Okay, I have about 1-2 dates that are not good. These are dates when I took some decision that I regretted. These are dates that I did something that I'm not proud of. What I did was to replace those dates. I intentionally created memories, pleasant, sweet memories for that same day. So whenever that day is approaching, that date is approaching, normally I'll be like, it's already 2 years, it's 3 years after this thing happened. So you tell me, whenever that date is approaching, I no longer have the consciousness of remembering something negative. Instead, I remember something. In fact, I celebrate something positive because I had replaced the ugly memory with a good one. So whenever you want to drop excess baggage, after you had acknowledged and identified, you have forgiven yourself, you have made commitment to let go. The first thing is to replace that particular event with a good memory. Then the fifth thing that you need to do is to practice mindfulness. This is where the action is. This is where the main work is. Because the truth is, even when you have done the first 4 things, these things will still come back. These ugly memories, this bitterness will still find their way to creep back into your life. So how do you now get them out totally? Is to practice mindfulness. Whenever they are creeping back into your life, intentionally, stand your ground to get them off. How can you do this? You can try to take affirmations. You have affirmations that you read whenever they are coming back your way. Another thing you can do to practice mindfulness is to you could have something else that reminds you of, I'm falling off track. I need to get back on track. And sometimes, and many times, don't dwell too much on a thought. When this thought is coming back, immediately just say something out. Get it off you so that you will not be grounded. But now, when you do these 5 things, you will not just shed off baggage. You will be completely done with them. First, acknowledge, identify that yes, they are baggage. Don't try to cover them up. Don't try to push the blame on someone. Acknowledge it by yourself and identify them. The second thing is forgive yourself. These things, you did them when you did not know, or they were even done for you. So forgive yourself. The third thing you need to do is to make commitments, intentional commitment, efforts, to let go. And the fourth thing that you must do is to replace these memories, this hurt and bitterness, with something sweet and interesting. And the fifth thing is to practice mindfulness. When you do all of this, bet me, you will shed off excess, but just like you are shedding off excess weight as a plus size person, it not just happen immediately. It takes days, sometimes weeks, if not months. So when you're shedding off baggage, also when it comes to clarity journey, it might not be immediately, but surely you will shed them off and you will be in shape in no distance. Now, for this particular module, we will have an assessment, and what you are going to be doing is, for some of you who know deep down that you have some things you are struggling with, you need to follow these steps. Write them out, itemize those things, identify them. Say to yourself repeatedly that you are forgiving yourself. Write out affirmations that would help you. These are not things that we do in your head. You have to put them down. There's power in writing down these things, right? And for some of you who really don't think I have any baggage, or you have really overcome those baggage, what you need to do is to create a scenario or help someone with this point to get off their own baggage. You could just go into retrospection and look at, okay, what have I done right? What baggage was I able to help myself with? And give yourself a thumbs up even as we continue in the clarity journey. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.